Welcome to the Prelude Cares Network podcast. My name's Steve Grandizio. I'm the managing director of the Prelude Cares Network, and I'm very excited to have my friend Danielle Griffith on today as our guest.
Hi, Steve. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you have a lot going on. We'll get into all the stuff you have, coming up. So I really appreciate you carving out a little bit of time to hop on and share some information about the Memorial Fund.
Yeah, of course. I would always carve out time for you. You guys have been such an amazing partner with us.
Well, let's start at the top. So Kellyanne Dolan Memorial Fund. I know you've been around for a long, long time, long before you've been involved.
Yep. 49 years.
What's that?
49 years.
49 years.
Oh yes, we celebrate our 50th October 2026.
And give me the story behind the mission.
So in 1976, Peggy and Joe Dolan gave birth to a daughter who was diagnosed with a rare form of blood cancer. Unfortunately, she did not survive. She died at 5 years old. They did every treatment they could for her. They took her to Seattle for bone marrow transplant. They were at CHOP. And unfortunately, she lost her battle. And when she lost her battle, they received donations to their family. And they took those donations and they decided to start a fund to help families like theirs who were struggling financially with sick children and having to make really hard decisions whether to stay at the hospital or go to work, put food on the table or pay the mortgage. So it started out of their kitchen table, actually, where they started. They got $8,000 in 1976, which today, I don't even know what that would equate to, but a lot of money, right? 80,000 maybe. And they started this fund to give back, to help families that Peggy interacted with, that she saw, maneuvering this journey, living the stress, not being able to care for their other children at home, not putting food on the table, like I said, choosing between electric bills, gas bills, water bills, and taking care of their child.
Unbelievable. It's amazing how many missions have kind of been born out of tragedy.
Oh yeah, completely born out of tragedy.
And you think, so if she was 5 years old, then she would be 54?
Yes, I believe
she
so.
Would be 54? Kellyanne?
Yep. Yes. They also, so Peggy and Joe actually had to have 3 daughters. One did not get diagnosed with cancer. They had a 3rd daughter that was diagnosed with cancer, who actually, just because she was born a little bit later, there were treatment options available, and she is alive today.
Wow.
She is a Zumba instructor. She is battling 2nd round of adult cancers, but given the care at Penn, she's doing amazing. She's working, she's thriving. So, they have definitely had their family has had their share of battles.
It's amazing how some people get, and we both know Paul Eisenberg well, but how some people get just dealt these hands and continually getting dealt these hands. And it always amazes me how resilient people can be and how they still keep pushing on and furthering the mission. So,
oh yeah.
I met Peggy a long time ago, probably, 15 years ago or so, when we were starting Little Smiles. We started Little Smiles in 2006. So sometime between 2006 and 2012, I think she and I met for coffee or lunch, and such a wonderful woman, and just amazing what she's been able to do in her daughter's legacy.
As we prepare for the 50th, the staff and I have been going through all the history. And to be honest, it is fascinating how many lives Peggy has touched. I mean, we would not be here today without her. I always refer to her as a pioneer in the nonprofit world. She started something that people just didn't really consider in the 70s, and has touched so many lives, from families to doctors to nurses, other nonprofits. She's just an amazing example, and we are very lucky to have her as a mentor.
Yeah, so tell me the numbers. How many families have you helped directly, and what kind of dollar figures over the 49 years?
We have calculated 45,000 families at $10 million.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty
Wow.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
And when you say how many people have been impacted, that's 45,000 families. That's a lot of other people, right? The caretakers,
Yep.
the family members. So
Yep.
one family or one sick child
Yep.
is a family.
Yep.
But that's multiple people
Yep.
who that's impacting. So the 45,000 is way bigger than that. It's
It is.
an exponentially bigger number.
Yes. I mean, you could multiply, the average family is a family of 4. You could multiply 45 times 4, and that's the number of lives, just families that she's helped, touched, been there for.
Family in the home. What about grandparents? And I mean, just so many people. And tell me what a typical, how you help a typical family. So give me an example of how that works.
So we have 6 different programs. Financial assistance, which is paying a bill for a family. We pay the vendors directly. We do mortgages. We do insurance bills, car payments, utilities, phone bills. We have support groups. We have respite through Family Fun Days with a partnership through the Spirit of Philadelphia. We have holiday programs. We have Thanksgiving programs. We have education resources and advocacy. And then we are kicking off 2 new programs, Exchangeable, which is upcycling medical equipment, and Unity Sports, which is an inclusive environment for children who pair up with a buddy to play a sport. We started one, and we partnered with Little Smiles. Thank you so much. At the Penn Charter School, and we did a morning of soccer. We have another one coming up with Chestnut Hill College we're thrilled about. We're deciding whether it's basketball or soccer. So, yeah, and we have to say,
with Jesse? Are you working with Jesse? Ball?
With Jesse. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. That's awesome.
He's amazing. So thank you for that. We are now putting an emphasis on helping the entire family. Ronald McDonald House has always said a sick child is a sick family. And we've really taken to heart in my personal experience. I like to focus on the siblings and the parents because I know firsthand, given my situation, how it affects everybody in the house. So paying a bill means less stress on the parents, which is a happier home for the kids. Giving a Unity Sports morning gives something for everybody to do. We included the siblings as well. It makes everybody have a nice community of network. We're trying to really kick off Dolan families. Our families can receive all programs every year. So we don't just stop at once. You're not one and done with us. You can have every program every year. To really build that community, we moved our offices to Chestnut Hill, so we were accessible to our families. We are completely handicap accessible. You can roll in and roll out. We are not disease specific, which really sets us apart from other nonprofits because most nonprofits focus on one illness, and we don't.
And mostly it's cancer, right? A lot of times there's a lot of nonprofits who do what you do revolving around cancer.
Spina bifida, cerebral palsy, we do everybody. Peggy will tell stories about being in the hospital and being with other families who moms and dads were crying in the hallway because there was nowhere for them to turn, which is what fueled the mission.
Well, that's a good way too, Danielle, because you did allude to the fact that firsthand that a sick kid is a sick family. And sick meaning, I'm loosely using the word sick.
Absolutely.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about your story and Chloe and kind of how you got roped into the job as executive director?
So I gave birth to my son almost 20 years ago. He is typical. And then 23 months later, I gave birth to my daughter. And we did not know anything was wrong, but she was non-responsive when she was born. Luckily, I gave birth at Pennsylvania Hospital. So CHOP comes right to us, to the NICU. We spent 23 days in the NICU to find out that she has a rare chromosomal abnormality. At the time, she was one of 123 kids that was diagnosed in the United States. She was diagnosed with cancer at 23 days old and received chemo at 28 days old. She was the youngest kid to receive chemotherapy from CHOP. I'm sure that's changed by now. So she has a deletion on her 13th chromosome. She has partial agenesis of the corpus callosum. So she is very teeny. She's about 60 pounds. She's going to be 18 in November. She does not walk or talk. Well, she walks in a walker, and she can wheel herself around in a wheelchair. She attends the Widener School. And we didn't know. And I had a 2-year-old, and I had this baby that was going to have 6 months of cancer. And we saw every clinic in CHOP for the first 4 to 6 years of her life, managing a little boy. Yeah. So anyway, fast forward, we got through it. She's amazing. She had retinoblastoma. We kept both of her eyes, which is amazing. That doesn't really happen.
Did
She's
you
at
go
risk.
Dr. Shield?
We did. We went to Carol and Jerry, first name basis with them. They're amazing.
Thank God you're in our backyard, right?
Yeah, we were actually considering moving to New Jersey, and we decided to stay in East Falls section of the city so we could get down there easily. So fast forward, she's in the medical books at University of Pennsylvania for how you do it right, which is amazing. She's thriving for her level, right? For her level of functioning. So we're thrilled, obviously. My son is doing amazing. We were able to get him through a different journey. He's now at college playing baseball, so we kind of consider that a success story for him. We were very lucky. I was very lucky. My parents were alive. They came every week. They helped. Sometimes I get emotional talking about it. So when everybody got situated and was back at school, I decided I wanted to go back to work. And I am a social worker by trade. But I was in the forensic world. And so I ended my career as a mitigation specialist to stay home with the kids. So I went back to work, and I worked at a community mental health center in the forensic population, but it was fee for service. So I was paying to work. So I decided not to do that anymore. I did love it, though. I did love my population. I miss them terribly. They're so fun. So I saw this job through a friend on LinkedIn and applied for it as the program manager and thought, well, this is fantastic, right? Like, I lived it. I know it. It's great. So I got that job, and I did the program director for about 10 years.
Under Peggy.
So she was my mentor. I was so blessed to be able to work with her and see what she could do, because it's really about the why. Mm-hmm. Peggy retired, and we had a couple executive directors that came. Each had to leave for emergent reasons. I put my hat in the ring, and here I am as executive director. So
that's why you're not wearing a hat today. Still in the ring.
Yeah, I'm still in the ring.
And so, how long ago was that? 3
years. So I've been in this role a little over 3 years. We've completely revamped. We're so excited. We moved to Chestnut Hill so that we could be in a community.
That's a cool space. I love it.
It's a great space. It does have its quirks, but yeah. And we're
of course, right? It's haunted.
It's haunted. It's haunted. But we love it. We love being here. We love being in a community. We've had families be able to stop by. We're on an accessible bus route. We're just thrilled at the amazing changes that we've done.
Steps from incredible pizza. That's another important thing.
Incredible pizza.
Definitely on
Ready
my
to-
list of
yeah.
important items to check.
Yep. Yep. And pretty good salad too.
So, tell me about your events. I know you have an event coming up.
We
Tell me
do.
about Rhythm and Brews.
So we have an event coming up on October 9th in Appleford Estates in Villanova. We're so excited. It's become one of our signature events where we will celebrate our family, celebrate the resiliency, kick off our 50th, moving into our 50th year, which we're calling our golden years. We will show our new logo that we'll have. We'll have 2 bands, some families, some really good food, some really great partners.
It's awesome. So
Yeah,
it's
we're
such a
excited.
great venue, and
Yeah. Oh, it's
I love the
beautiful.
concept too.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many events that are, whether it's a golf outing or whatever, that are the same, right?
Yeah.
This is something definitely a little bit of a twist on
Yep.
a what I would call a gala.
Yeah. Celebrate the fall, be outside. We're going to have fabulous drinks. We're going to have a signature cocktail. Enjoy the changing of the season. Oh, it's probably going to be like a gin, cucumber, lime situation. Yeah, we're working with a partner of ours who's donating alcohol. We're so excited about it. Yeah, we're excited. It's nice to enjoy the fall outside on a nice evening, have a cocktail, meet our families, see their strength and resilience. Peggy will be there. Our board of directors will be there. The staff, you. We're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to go. So give me, I know for Little Smiles there, and talking to other nonprofits, there's some signature families that you've helped, like stories, case studies. Do you have one that's worth talking about?
Yeah, we
That
have
can
a
kind of
lot.
give flavor. I know you have 45,000 of them to be exact. But I
Yeah.
didn't know if there was one that stands out. And if not, we can kind of come back to that.
Well, so we do have one that stands out a lot, which really touches my heart. We have a little girl named Evelyn who we help, and she also has a chromosomal genetic abnormality and a seizure disorder. And her mom has become a really trusted partner of the fund. They've donated medical equipment to help us pilot our exchangeable program. She also has a brother named Jordan. Yep. So we've helped them on a lot of our programs, holiday financial assistance, but they've also helped us. They donated equipment, like I said. They've been on the Spirit of Philadelphia. We've sent their family to the Flyers and the Eagles and the Phillies, and the Villanova basketball game that we did last year, which is very important to me that Jordan get to do these types of games because Bryn is a single mom. And I know as a mom, it's really important to give the typical child experiences as well, right? So we send them to all the things that we can send them to, and Jordan gets to go. He actually got to go to the Phillies game last week with his mom, and one of our junior board members came down. He works for the Phillies and gave them hats, and they took pictures. And so we have been able to help this family on so many levels, and they've helped us as well, that our partnership is very important.
Yeah, and I always say you'll never know the medicinal effect of a smile.
Yeah.
But just having a kid be able, and it's the whole premise for Little Smiles.
Yep.
But having a kid be able to kind of have that escape and forget that they're going through what they're going through.
Yeah.
I guarantee the little chemicals in their body are reacting differently during that time when they're cheering on the fees or whatever, whatever you're doing for them beyond helping pay their bills.
I mean, so like as a parent who has to care for a sick child, the whole household tends to run around the sick child, whether you mean it to or not. But there's doctor's appointments, there's treatments, there's all these things, right? getting them ready in the morning, right? Sometimes the typical child takes a back seat because you have to, like for my daughter, she needs help with all activities of daily living. So we have to feed her, change her, dress her, brush her teeth. The typical child has to just do that on their own. So to be able to give normal experiences for the siblings is very important to all of us here at the fund.
Yeah, and I like the word typical, but the typical kid has things that happen, right? Has stuff that happens in their life, trials and tribulations and things where they need their parent and they need to be able to maybe have a shoulder to cry on. And it's got to be very easy to think, God, you're good. Like, stop complaining.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Wait,
There's also, so if you have a spouse or a partner, then you have sort of a split family, right? One goes with the sick one goes with the other one. It's things like that. They also are born with a different level of responsibility they don't even comprehend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just stuff. So to be able to give Jordan these fabulous experiences is so important to us.
I'm sure that Rowan is mature beyond his years.
He is. He's a pretty exceptional kid. I guess he's a guy now. He's going to be 20. So he's a pretty exceptional guy.
Technically a man, right?
Yeah, wow. He's the man. Yeah.
Brain is not fully developed, though. I have one of those. I have a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I think my 15-year-old daughter's brain's
probably
closer to being fully developed than my 20-year-old son.
Yes. I mean,
hopefully
Rowan definitely has a different level of empathy. He's just took this experience and made it positive.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of your new stuff. So you've put your signature on the fund. Unity Day is something brand new. Tell me about some of the things that you're doing and kind of the why behind those initiatives.
So for Exchangeable, the upcycling of medical equipment, that was sort of born organically. We had a social worker reach out and say that this little guy out in Montgomery County lives in a row home, and he's not mobile. So it's very hard for his parents to get, from floor to floor with the equipment and the child. So they asked us, do we have any equipment? And I actually had a whole bunch of equipment in my garage that was sitting there. And so I donated it to the fund and was able to give it to the family. And it was life-changing for them. Now they just had to worry about moving the child from floor to floor safely. When you are in adaptive equipment, it can take up to a year to actually get the equipment that you need.
Wow.
Between doctor's appointments.
Right?
Yep. Between doctor's appointments, between, having New Motion or whatever company come out and do the fitting. So it's scheduling, it's all these things.
Wow.
You're also entitled every 4 to 7 years to get new equipment. But by the time you get to that 4 to 7 years, people have grown out of their equipment. The kids are growing. So in the upcycle, families have equipment that are sitting, and families need equipment in order to get to the next step, right? To get through that year, to get to the actual. I'm doing it right now with my daughter, and it's taken me 7 months, and we don't even have the letter approved in insurance. And so, you have to manage all of these systems to be able to get the equipment. So we decided to start working really hard, and we got a great, amazing grant from the Barra Foundation to start this program to upcycle medical equipment. So that's where we're in the piloting phase. There's a lot of moving parts.
It's brilliant. You have a good percentage of those 45,000 families that you've helped over the years have special needs, right? And have equipment, and they're in one cycle or the other. Either they have a toddler, or they have a teenage kid, or they're always. I'm sure you have this network of families. Have you ever met the people at Frankie's World?
I have. I haven't talked to them since COVID, but I
Okay.
have met them, yes.
Okay.
They actually honored Peggy. They gave her an award.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I
Yes.
didn't know that. You learned
Peggy's
something.
amazing. Yep, Peggy is absolutely amazing.
I knew Frankie. Frankie used to go to our church.
Oh,
We met Frankie and knew Frankie when she was little, and Frankie's World is one of the beneficiaries of Little Smiles, and their special needs daycare
oh,
for
that's
kids
awesome.
birth to 8 years old. So I
Yeah.
was thinking, there's so many kids who are there who are in wheelchairs and
Yep.
different devices. So just thought, it was a natural fit.
Yep. And once we move to the next phase of the pilot, we'll be reaching out to partners. We're so blessed and lucky to be able to actually do the pilot with consultants
Mm-hmm.
so that we're able to map it out correctly and hopefully move it to the next phases of being something really big. Because this could be something really, really big. Whether, maybe you don't need a wheelchair for the rest of your life, but you had an injury and we help you that way,
Yeah.
if you need it in the interim and you don't have to buy it. So there's a lot of options with this. We're thrilled about it.
And not to minimize it, but it's no different than sports equipment, right? Like
Right?
golf clubs
Absolutely.
there's a
Bats.
market for types of, and even more so given the fact that, you just said how long it takes for new equipment between the fittings and everything else. And we know that kids grow like weeds. A
Yeah,
year, all of a sudden you have a whole different need for equipment.
absolutely.
So give me one thing we didn't talk about is, what's the footprint? Where are you helping families?
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware living in or receiving their treatment in. We also pay for hotel
New
stays.
Jersey, the entire state of PA, Delaware, New Jersey.
You have to be living
Gotcha.
in
Okay,
those
that's
states
pretty big ground.
or coming in for treatment, and we will pay for hotel stays. So we
You will.
acquired Kobe Hopeful Nights, and we will pay for hotel stays. We've worked with hosts for hospitals to put families in homes. We had one family that we housed for an entire summer. It was conjoined twins, and they live in North Carolina. So they were born at CHOP, got their treatment, able to move home, but then would come back for the summer to do all their appointments in those 3 months. And we put them up in a farmhouse so that they didn't have to live in a hotel, because they are active little girls. So we worked with hosts with hospitals, and they were able to stay on a farm up in Chester County. So we'll do that too. Yeah, we really try
Wow.
to approach the family
Did not know
holistically.
that.
Yeah.
And when did you tell me the name of the other charity again that you purchased?
It was Colby Nights, but Colby Nights, the executive director, she decided to merge with us. And that's how we acquired Colby Nights. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's good to know, because we work very closely, and I'm sure you do too, with Ronald McDonald House. And
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
we had a family out of our Florida chapter for Little Smiles who was coming up to CHOP for treatment, which often happens.
Yep.
And sometimes Ronald McDonald House is just packed, like completely packed, because CHOP and Shriners and Will's Eye and all the places in this region are so highly sought after by people outside the region, that they get filled up pretty quick. And the 38th and Chestnut, 39th and Chestnut Ronald McDonald House is 127 rooms, and it still gets filled up fast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we had a family who ended up, doing a discounted hotel stay. But I wish I had done that.
Yeah. Well, in the future, Lauren is available.
All right.
He's our program manager. Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been great. Is there anything else that you wanna share? How can people get to see if I could put the website? What's the
dolanfund.org.
Just Dolan.
Yep, DOLAN. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I'd love everybody to know that we are planning our 50th after Rhythm and Brews, which will be October 9th, 2026 at Lila, downtown in the Northern Liberty section.
Wow.
Yeah, we're thrilled to go there. It's beautiful. The people are amazing. We're so excited for like a new spot.
Yeah, who's the caterer? Is it Volpe?
Cook and Soul.
Oh, nice.
Michael
And we're
Commonwealth.
in Northern Liberties. What's
Yep.
the date again, Danielle?
October 9th, 2026.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yep.
so 1 year from this one.
Yep. We also have our golf event on May 6th at Sunnybrook. We're adding pickleball and paddle sports. We're excited for that.
All in one? Golf tournament, pickleball
Yep.
tournament, paddle sports?
Yep.
Well, I have a new knee. So I'm going to be there doing something.
Now, are you going to golf or are you going to paddle sport?
I don't know. I've never played pickleball, so maybe that'll be my foray into pickleball.
You can do it. And we need people to make it exciting. We actually had my son came and really kind of stepped in because we didn't have enough paddle and made it really fun for everybody, along with our junior board member, Matt Primavera, came in and they had a great time. So we need as many fun personalities like you as possible to come and rip up that court.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm ripping anything up.
You're gonna. My money's on you.
Lots of recovery time.
Yes, I'll get you paddle. I'll have the paddle equipment for you at our next meeting.
Okay.
Start practicing. Yeah.
Start practicing.
Yeah.
Well, this was great. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you have your big event next week, so time is precious at this point. I'm so excited to have a small involvement in Rhythm and Brews next week.
We are thrilled to have you as our, would you call it an auctioneer or our paddle raise? What do you?
It's live auction, right? Live auction.
Yeah. Tickets are still available. If anybody is interested, we'd love to have you. It's a beautiful venue. It's going to be a beautiful evening. We can't thank you enough for having us on your podcast. We love our partnership.
Well, I appreciate you being on. So I will see you next week. I'm sure we're going to talk between now and then.
We are.
If there's any needs that pop up. But Danielle, this was great. I really appreciate it. Say hi to everybody over at the Kellyanne Dolan Memorial Fund. Say hi to Peggy for me.
I will.
And have a wonderful week and good luck. I can't wait till next week.
Thanks. You too. Have a great week. See you next week.
All right. Take care. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Prelude Cares Network podcast. The Prelude Cares Network gives back to incredible causes throughout the community, and we're highlighting those causes in this podcast. But the core of our program is working with companies like yours to be able to help you save money and give back to the community without spending a penny. So it's the true win-win. If you're interested in learning more about what Prelude does and the Prelude Cares Network, go to preludesolutions.com/giving back, and you can learn more. Reach out to me. You can link in with me on LinkedIn at Steve Grandizio. Follow us on LinkedIn at Prelude Solutions, and we'd love to be able to help your company and your organization save some dollars and also make a contribution to some fantastic causes. Have a great day. Thank you for joining.